I'm wanting to come in and speak to somebody about reporting a crime. Fraud and perjury.
Fraud and perjury. Right, okay. What's your name?
I'm called James, love. I'm within the capacity, sovereign capacity of a member of the public today. I'm going to retain all my personal information at this time, but I'd like to speak to somebody about presenting the case, which I have the evidence for. I've brought that in as well.
Right, I'll need a few details from you.
James, call me James, please.
Right, James.
It's about a warrant to enter and search premises and the deposition, the information laid on oath, which I now have.
Right. Are
means
you a solicitor?
No,
Right. Good. Okay.
but I know about the law.
Well, obviously, can
So,
you speak in layman terms then if you...
Basically,
Right.
I want to report crime of fraud and perjury, so that's a criminal offence punishable up to 7 years imprisonment. It's a very serious crime, and I want to
Right,
report
okay.
it.
Who's this young lady?
She's my observer.
Your
Observer, friend.
his friend?
Yeah, observer.
Observing.
Right, okay. Right, just a minute, I'll wait until the room free and take
Superb. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Alright.
Right, I'm sorry, there's still not a room free, so
Right.
I don't know if you're comfortable talking to me here about it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a few details. It might be easier to talk in a room, but
Well, you can see I've been waiting
Yeah.
and checking the room for someone in.
well, for now, would you mind putting that an email's been sent in with all the relevant information as well
Alright,
to the Bradford East email address that I got from your website?
right.
So the relevant documents, the primary documents concerned, that basically state what the crime is,
Right.
and it's self-explanatory.
Well, if that's gone in as an email, then someone will put a log on
Yeah, but
and then contact you.
it's in the public interest in this case now, and so I'm currently recording the proceedings of investigation as well as the actual pursuing, holding somebody accountable for the perjury. So could I take have you got a name and a number that I can give reference for to somebody that I've spoken to today, if we're going to
Yeah,
give
yeah,
details
you
on, please?
It's Sue Chesters,
S-U-E,
S-U-E, Chesters,
Chesters.
and my man number is 716491.
That's 716491. That's fantastic, thanks a lot. Can I just call you Sue?
Yeah?
Is that right? Right, so basically, long story short, there's been a search warrant to enter and search premises at my previous address.
Your previous address?
My previous address, yeah. The warrant was executed in June 2012. Just this year, I've requested the information because all search warrants are made through PACE. PACE is ex parte. So basically, I didn't know about the warrant until it was executed. So what I've done is made the application to the courts to request the information laid on oath that the JP used to justify the signing of the search warrant. What the information that he's given on oath, the deposition, if he's lied on it, that's committing perjury. Now, under the Human Rights Act of 1998, specifically Article 8, it's enshrined with the right to privacy, and the TV licence, this is who have actually applied for the search warrant. They've applied for it with suspicion of live broadcasting being used at the premises. Right, that's the only basis for the search warrant, an offence being committed under the 2003 Communications Act. Well, when they did the warrant, there was no live broadcasting even coming into the house, let alone into the back of a telly. So what reasonable suspicion could there have been for him to claim that an offence has been committed, you see?
I'm obviously not a solicitor.
This is why I was wanting to, because
But have you spoken to a solicitor?
this is not a matter for a solicitor, this is a matter for the police. This is a criminal offence. I have to in process report this to you.
Right, okay, well
because what I've done is I've been in touch with the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, just for the sakes of the record, they have told me to refer it to you, just for the sake of the record of the whole procedure.
Well, if you've done all this in an email,
Yeah.
then that will be acted upon. If you want me to put a log on now,
Yes, yeah.
but I will need your details. Morgan James.
Well, I can give you my contact number and my address. That's not a problem.
Well,
Yeah,
that's all I
no, that's
need,
fine.
obviously, if I'm going to make an appointment.
The only information I don't give it at the moment is my full name and my date of birth. Those are the only pieces of information I withhold at the moment, because that's my private information protected under the Human Rights Act of Article 8.
It sounds like you're playing a game with me.
No, I'm not. I'm being
trying to
serious,
help
love.
you. Everyone will come
No.
to me again.
Let me give you the details so we can log this and move on. So.
Right, so basically, you want to report the JP at the time.
The person who laid the information on oath, he's the one who's committed perjury. The JP has signed the warrant based on that information. It's lies, and I've got the video evidence to prove it. It's quite a clear-cut case of lying on oath.
What video evidence?
Prior to the warrant application, there were TV licence visits to which were recorded at the door. No information was given. Nothing was established in terms of personal information regarding whoever was stood at the door. When for all they know, could have been.
And when was
This was in 2012, June 2012. This was the actual warrant itself. So basically,
I'm just a friend of mine.
so that's the warrant. If you flick forward, you'll see a roughly. This is the MP who's also involved on the issue. Now, let's say this is in the public domain. It's in the public interest. There is a full report written in the form of a PDF document, which is accessible via laptop, PC, iPhone, Android. It can all view the document. So what I've done is I've made an application to the courts requesting information to see the information laid on oath, because that's in order for there to be due process in law, I would need to be able to test the information that was given to the JP in order for him to issue the warrant that affected my privacy and dignity under the Human Rights Act. So he's broken the law by lying on oath. This is called perjury, and it's as serious as it gets. I've done a full written report in PDF document that's been emailed. Yeah, in the report itself is all those documents from start to finish, the chain of events.
And what stage is it at the moment?
The stage is now that I've now acquired the deposition, the information laid on oath, which, if I just refer you to these two documents here, this is the information Neil Blood from TV Licence has given to the JP on oath and signed it, and on that basis there, that 2-page document front and back was the justification for issuing the search warrant. Not only is what is in there lies, which I can prove, actual physical proof. I've got the videos on record. One guy saying as he was walking away from the property, he could hear a TV heard in use. I had the recording device as I was opening the door. You can hear me breathing, you can hear me opening the door. There is no TV being heard. That aside, there is not a single reference to the offence of live broadcasting being watched at the premises, even regardless of the fact that they're all lies. So there's no evidence to prove that an offence was being committed, which was proved the day the warrant was executed. The folder, please. Well, can I keep that here because I've got other documents in there that I don't want anyone else seeing, but I can give you 2 copies if you like.
But have you actually been to a solicitor about this to take out?
This doesn't go to a solicitor yet, this goes to you first. This is a crime as this is the process, you see, that we have to go through. So it's taken 3 months just to get this. Yeah, it's a big one. That and this is really all you need.
See, I didn't even understand that.
Give that back.
Yeah.
I spoke to a inspector,
Yeah.
showed him this, and he said any complaint against the JP you need to make a complaint to the bank.
Right. Can I say it's not to the JP? It's reporting the crime of perjury, holding the person accountable for that. It's the prosecution of Neil Blood and the investigation of Neil Blood in behalf of TV licence. The JPs are liable for issuing the warrant, but they're not accountable for the crime of perjury. They took the information on good faith. You see, that's how it works. I'm wanting to prosecute. I'm wanting to investigate for the crime of perjury Neil Blood. He's the one who issued the oath to the judge.
Are we on about making a complaint?
Right. I'll just go back and ask you about that.
Just mind, I'm not wanting to make a complaint to the JP. That's a separate issue, which I will do. But but that is indeed something in process. But this is about Neil Blood. This is about TV licence prosecution.
That could be taken on the phone and initially start over there.
Not scuba. No.
Sorry?
No, not Mr. Blood. No, that's the guy I wanted to hold accountable for perjury.
Has he threatened you anyway?
What's your name?
I'm called James.
Right. Did the search warrant get executed?
It did indeed.
And what happened as a consequence of that?
A consequence of that was that there was confirmation that there was no offence being committed. As there was no offence being committed in the first place, there was no reasonable suspicion, and there was no evidence.
Well, clearly, it's very, very detailed information before the JP with regards to the swearing out of the warrant. I won't be taking a complaint off the
You... I beg your pardon? Can I have your name and number, please? You're sorry? Inspector Apsey, AP SEE. Wow.
Yeah.
IPCC for that, man. What was his name was Apsey. He's the inspector. Wow.
Getting invaded their dignity and it affects people and then doing
Wow.
nothing about it. What if somebody it's literally breaking into somebody's house. It's literally invading somebody's privacy by lying to get into somebody's house.
Wow.
And you're not going to do nothing about it. What if somebody coming into your house invaded your privacy?
Lied to get a warrant,
based on
and they use that warrant
get into your house.
get into your home.
It affected you. You had kids with you, for example. It affected
My
them
daughter was
wrongly.
frightened.
Would you not do something about it? Especially when the person lied on oath to get into the house to cause that. Is that not a crime?
Right, hold on. Sue Chester, 716491. Will you please confirm for me, for on the record, that Apsey Inspector has just refused to take my complaint today?
And the way he did it as well, that was rude.
Can you confirm that Inspector Apsey has just denied to take my complaint? He's just refused.
But he laughed like
He's just refused. Absolutely, he's refused. Thank you very much for your help and time, love. Thank you very much. Bye bye.